I'm out here. I decided on a whim to come out and get a couple hours hunting with the crossbow. Yeah, I'm not whispering. I got the throughway and another road right next to this spot. All kinds of racket. So I don't think my voice is going to spook anything. And I can kind of hear stuff coming through the woods anyway, so I want to touch base really quick on what's going on with the channel, the future of the channel, and stuff like that. I've had people ask me, and no, I'm not going to take the channel down. And during this video, I'm just going to give a warning. There might be some salty language. Try not to, but there's some things that just are frustrating. I'm not taking the channel down, and I filmed just about every hunt so far, and this I believe is 13, maybe 14. But I'm just not posting them. I actually have 5 hunts worth of videos on this phone camera that I need to transfer. But I'm having computer problems. The USB ports aren't working, so it's a giant pain too to make a video. It's just a mess. It's got to go from this or my actual phone if I film on that to transfer to a laptop. Then I have to transfer it to a external drive, and I have to be careful because that external drive has messed up my computer. And so if I forget and leave it plugged in, the computer won't turn on. I have to turn on the computer, then plug that particular external drive in to transfer stuff, and then I have to edit and everything else. So it's just kind of a giant pain in the ass. So that's one reason. Another reason is I'm just at a point where I'm not sure what direction I want to go with the channel. Try to make sure I don't have any bats in the belfry. People complain about that. You're outside in the woods in the cold. The shit happens. You know, another big part of it is, and I don't want this to turn into a giant political shit show. And if it does, I'll just turn off the comments because it's not what my channel is ever going to be about. Is politics, flat out. But I just want to say this. Living in New York has become extremely hostile toward people like me. You know, law-abiding gun owners, hunters, recreational shooters, and so forth. They really do. They want to take our guns away. They're not addressing major problems. It's come after people like me, or if you're a law-abiding citizen, you like to hunt and fish, hunt and maybe go to the range and stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about here in New York. So I'm not sure what I want to share anymore when it comes to hunting with firearms. I have a couple of modern sporting rifles. ARs. I won't call them that because they're not Armalites and they're not assault rifles. They can't, will not, or ever will be able to do the things an actual assault rifle can do. But anyway, so I had some videos I wanted to do maybe with some tactical type stuff, and I threw them out the window this summer because I don't know what I want to share and stuff like that anymore. And it's not out of fear or anything like that. It's just I don't want to deal with the headache. All right, let's move on past that. The other thing is, people have asked me, why don't you do how-to videos and stuff like that, or more DIY stuff? And I might do some DIY stuff and how to do stuff, but I also don't want to get into. There's an oversaturation of that out there, and I don't want to. How many times can you watch somebody tie a knot before you're like, come on, man? When there's 5,000 videos how to tie a Canadian jam knot, you don't want to see me tie a Canadian jam knot. Same thing. What I've been asked why I won't do reviews, and I may talk about knives I use and like that, and but in my opinion, that's what a review is. It's just an opinion because I can buy a knife and go out and beat the crap out of it and never have a problem with it, or I can go out and it can break, and the next guy could go out and he could beat the crap out of it and it breaks, or he could be trying to cut a piece of cheese and it breaks. And I don't want that really on me that I told somebody go use this and they went and used it and it broke or they got hurt. You know, and there's it's another one too. It's just an oversaturation of reviews on most of the gear that I would review. So like the tracker knife, I know guys that have those and they've been wheeling on them pretty good without a single issue. They hold an edge well, and the coating comes off, but the knife is holding up. Maybe I got a bad one. It was replaced. Boker did stand up, and I'm just saying, Boker held up their end of their warranty, and we sent it in, and they shipped me a brand new knife. So that was cool. In this day and age, some companies would be like, "Well, you abused it, yada yada." Um, so yeah, not positive what's going to be on the channel. I'm not taking it down. I just really have to sit down and figure out and put some focus into, what I want to share, what I don't want to share. And, and people always complain, you know, there's no action in your hunting videos. There is, and I'm not always, I use a phone as my camera. I don't have 2 days worth of battery backup, so I can't turn it on and just let it run for the entire time that I'm out here. So there's a lot of stuff that never makes it into videos. Once in a while, I'm able to catch some of the stuff that happens, like does coming in out of range, or the tail end of that little spike over there, which I wouldn't have shot anyway. He's too young. It's just stuff that happens out here that I don't grab for my camera to start filming first. I reach for my bow or whatever and hope that I get a shot. Not every when I started the channel, I really didn't think that I was going to go this long with a dry spell, but it is what it is. I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't, frustrated. The last few years I'm putting 30 days a year in out here, 30 hunts a year, and eating tag soup. It gets frustrating, but at the same time, I'm out here because I enjoy being out here. Killing something is icing on the cake, but I just enjoy being out here, so that is what that is. Basically, doing this, like I said, I can hear stuff coming through the woods. It's so dry out here. I can hear the leaves bouncing off branches and then hitting the ground. We had a good frost, but the frost isn't burning off. So I'm just trying to address some things that people have sent me messages on forums and stuff like that and in private and said, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? You should do this. There was never a goal for the channel. I still don't have a goal for the channel. I don't want it monetized. I don't want to ask people, send me stuff, because I don't want to get into any kind of a thing where I call company A and say, hey, can you send me this? And, I'll use it for 3 months. And then, as I'm using it, I'll film. And at the end of the 3 months, I'll give a review about it. And then, because I use more stuff than just from company A, I use stuff from company B, C, D, E, F, G. So I don't want to be in a situation where I can only use one specific thing for X amount of days. Alright, well, I'm going to get back to my hunt here. My other goal was I wanted to check this trail camera. The spot where I had it before, where I had the hub blind, I took that blind down because the ground was just mush, and my chair would sink in 3 inches into the mud. And now that it's starting to get colder, I'm going to go to step in there, and it's going to be ice, and I'm going to slip and either break some of my gear or hurt myself, and I don't want to do either one of those. So I took that blind down and took it home. So for this area, this is kind of the only thing I have left. But I found something out because I wasn't getting pictures on the camera of deer, squirrels, not even like anybody who's got a trail camera knows that sometimes if a leaf moves the wrong way, it'll trip it. And I also have it set up for 3-shot bursts, which sometimes it'll not function. But I wasn't getting pictures of anything, not the leaves blowing, and I thought it was kind of funny. So the last time I checked it, I came in and I got home, and there was only like a few pictures. There was no pictures of anybody coming in or out. There was no pictures of deer and nothing. And it had been there for 3 weeks. And I had 7 pictures. Okay, well, if it shoots a 3-shot burst, you might get 6, or you're going to have 9, but you're generally not going to have 7 or 8. So I started really looking at the pictures, and I didn't have it locked. So I looked at the one that wasn't a sequence, and there was the butt of a deer leaving the camera. So when somebody was deleting the pictures off the camera, they were using a card reader, is my guess. This is private land too. My guess is they had one of those little viewfinder card readers and were checking my camera and then deleting pictures so that I would either leave the spot or whatever. But in the process of them deleting it, they missed that one picture of the sequence. So I moved the camera, and I'm gonna go see what's on there today. Alright, I've yacked on long enough. Like I said, I just wanted to address some things, and kind of felt like while I was addressing it, I just wanted to be out here and in the woods and not in my living room. The other thing too, really quick, is they're getting so all of a sudden they're coming around. They don't want us to have fires in our yards anymore. A lot of my stuff was for firecraft. Working with flint and steel and the bow drill and stuff like that. But now I can't do any of that. And 90% of all the land that's close by me, actually more than that, I'd say actually 100%, it's all WMA land. So you can't camp, you can't have fires. So I can't, I don't really have any place to practice this stuff on a regular basis anymore. So I'm just losing ground, and I just need to figure out and how to go about going forward and deal with some situations. All right, now seriously, I've yacked long enough. I'm gonna get back here to hunting because I've only got about another 45 minutes, an hour, and then I gotta pack up and get home. All right, if you made it through this, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.